Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And I have with me the CEO of one of the most exciting projects going. Exciting because this project is going places, but also because the CEO, it's always exciting for me talking to him. Please follow me on Twitter and join my official Telegram announcements channel. Also, please follow me on bittube.video. You can also follow me on Odyssey. These are both censorship-resistant platforms, and every now and then I am going to post a video which isn't going to be on YouTube.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Apollo have produced the ultimate hardware wallet for your cryptocurrency assets, probably the most secure hardware wallet going. Use my affiliate link and the code for a discount. Hey, Dan, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Of course, Rich, thank you so much for having me again. Always enjoy conversations. I get to talk to you, but in a sense, I'm also talking to the community as well. You ask these great questions all the time, and you're sort of their voice when we have our conversations. So thank you as well for taking the time and making time for me as well.
Sure. No, I appreciate it. And that's great what you said about the community, because I did get messages in the Telegram group like, what's happening? Can you talk to Dan? So what is it you want to let the community know? And what do the community want to know?
Listen, I wish I could, sort of convey to them how excited I am about all these different projects we're doing. So I try to give them a little bit of insights to some specifics of the solutions we're building, right? The first thing I want to talk a little bit about is Gulftainer. And why I'm so excited about that is because they had that Future of Ports award that, we won, of course, in the blockchain category. We're very proud of that, of course. But we've been award winners in the past, and we've dealt with different accelerators and so on and so forth. What's great about Golftainer is now we're actually implementing a system for them to actually digitalize their port system. We're super excited to say that we're going to be their API hub for Golftainer specifically, bringing in a whole bunch of different technologies that they're currently using and bringing them into one seamless platform because of our middleware specifically. So a lot of integrations going into that, including their terminal operating system, their TOS system, TMS system as well, and integrating all these different data points that they have from these different systems, making them actionable and working together to just speed up the entire operation of the port system itself. What I love about these solutions, Rich, obviously with Gulftainer itself, they're a great team to work with. We love having contracts with amazing billion-dollar companies as well. That's fantastic. But it actually allows us to be paid to develop these amazing battle-tested solutions, which now we could, of course, overlap and use for port systems all around the world, pulling in APIs. The level of understanding we have of these port systems, these TOS systems, the TMS systems, and how they all work together with the customs documentation is just increased so exponentially by working with Gulftainer. The value of the contract, the value of the future contracts, but also our knowledge and experience based on this is just absolutely priceless. Very excited about this whole partnership with Gulftainer as a client, the system of Gulftainer, the solutions. All very exciting, and I can't convey that enough to the community and to you as well, Rich.
No, I can get it, because I remember talking to you about Gulftainer before, because they have a whole bunch of ports in the Middle East region, and the Middle East, it is in the middle of the world,
Most definitely.
Because
Middle East region,
between the nexus of Europe, Asia, and Africa. So then word is going to spread about the work that you do.
And what's great about Gulftainer is that, they have a huge stronghold in the Middle East in the port systems, as you mentioned, but they also have port systems that they're controlling in the United States as well, down in Florida, a couple different states as well. So it allows us to actually expand beyond the Middle East, just with Gulftainer, different port systems in North America. We're actually talking a couple different port systems in Europe as well. So it really allows us to expand in so many different, geographies based on this one, Gulftainer project itself. And what's exciting about it are those integrations specifically, the technologies that we can bring into the platform. And now we have the ability, any other client that's using, a very popular TOS system like Gulftainer, we can integrate with that TOS system automatically and basically have a turnkey solution where we're pulling data from that TOS system into our specific middleware and then pushing ahead other functionality we can provide to them, provide to their clients, expediting business in so many different regions of the world. So it's extremely exciting. One of the techs, I mentioned this sort of tech before. You think about, we're talking about Gulftainer and the port system, documentation and the traceability of documentation is so important. When the docs are provided, the commodity has to match up to the documentation. The actual companies involved in the transaction have to match up to the documentation as well. Who provides them? The customs brokers, the freight forwarders, all the way down the line. And we're just talking about one single supply chain, one single shipment, right? One of the amazing projects that we're working on right now involves actually cotton growers and garments, knitwear, and the level of supply chain with knitwear is just astronomical. You're dealing with cotton farmers all the way down to the farm level. That's where the cotton comes from. They got the cotton gin, then it goes to the spinning mill, and then it goes to the fabric mill, and then it goes to the cut and sew factory before it actually gets to the logistics to be shipped out to the actual garment manufacturer. All these different steps down the supply chain have to be so transparent, where the actual selling company who's collecting the funds from the retail end, whoever they're selling to distributors around the world, they have to have those supply chain documents up and ready for the custom systems of the country they're importing to, the country they're exporting to, whoever's importing it. The U.S., for example, it's a law that came out, which is actually a great law. It actually is to avoid any sort of forced labor in Xinjiang province in China. Now that law specifically states that nothing can be manufactured at any stage of the supply chain, any stage of the entire value chain, right back to the farm level, the cotton gin, if it's a garment, all the way down, cannot be manufactured in Xinjiang. And you know that a lot of these distributing companies, the companies that are dealing with the exports, don't necessarily have a view into their tier 4 supplier and where their farms are scattered all around the country. So these are sort of systems that are now being implemented to pull data from all these different places. We were talking about obviously very high tech, API integrations when it comes to Gulftainer and port systems. But even let's say a small farm out in rural China is able to provide documentation, traceability documentation to know where that farm's located, the proper certificates, all with these super easy to use interfaces that we can provide, all contributing to a very complex supply chain system that the head company can view on a dashboard and have all these documents collate in the right spot, have everything organized for them so they can supply everything to customs as they're exporting to the US in one single button click, basically, right? As opposed to pulling in documents and paper documents all over the place. It was a huge mess. And now we're cleaning that up with this amazing solution. Very excited about that. It allows obviously the high-tech integrations, but also allows very simple users down the supply chain to actually contribute to the same, general digital footprint that we like to build.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. I had no idea of the complexity of the supply chain. Just of a T-shirt or something.
Yeah. These garment manufacturers, when we're speaking to specifically, they use actually 30 different mills, okay? 30 different mills, 50 different manufacturing facilities. Each one of those 30 mills has cotton gin and spinning mills feeding to them from all different places as well. You have literally thousands of different companies involved. If they say like 5 different garments they have in their shop, they wouldn't know there's thousands of companies involved to bring that garment down into the the actual retail level of it. So it's quite remarkable the complexity involved, but how much we can simplify it by bringing all that data, keeping it all organized through the platform. Very, very simple tools we have to do that, and we're showing great value with that as well.
Right. Wow. That's incredible. Okay. And then what we didn't say this at the beginning because you and I both know what it is, what Morpheus Network's middleware solution does. It integrates all these different moving parts, makes the supply chain auditing process, profile, everything smoother, faster, lets people have access who need to have access, all the way from the supply chain, from when it starts getting produced to when it gets sold on another side of the world, whatever it is. And it takes out a lot of the waste and the friction in the supply chain, and then the token helps run everything. And it's something that can, I don't know if this is the right word, but it's not almost white label, but it's infinitely adaptable. It's incredibly adaptable to different arenas for different agencies and different operations.
You might say it's able to morph. It's able to morph from from one different functionality to another, connecting to different businesses. The flexibility is really endless. My background is in supply chain, which, as you know this already, right? So there's so many endless manual steps involved in every single supply chain. Whether you're people think of manual, they're thinking of, let's say, hammering a nail or writing a piece of paper down, but writing on a piece of paper. But if it's something as simple as an email or even a WhatsApp message that you're sending to somebody who has to receive it and then respond to it and pull up an attachment, these are all manual steps that we completely cut out of the supply chain, where you're waiting for someone to do something down the line, relying on human interaction, when in fact it could be as simple as an automated system providing the documents using universal data from all these different systems that are available, providing, let's say, data from a PO from an ERP system to a customs border system in order to automate a shipment, as opposed to manually having to copy paste the data, create the document manually, send it off to the customs broker manually, get the response manually, set up the truck manually. Get rid of manually. Let's do it all automated through our middleware. That's what we put in the hands of companies. It's a great power to these companies to have, to know that their whole systems can run so smoothly. So
yes, and I know you got a business dev team, but also there's a lot of from what talking to you, a lot of business that you get through word of mouth, through context, businesses using it, saying this is really great. Get in touch with them, which I think speaks volume for the blockchain middleware solution that you provide.
Yeah, most definitely, right. I've talked about this before as well. That when we work with companies, whether it's partners or clients, it's fantastic to work with the clients directly. No doubt, we concentrate on, we treat them, like gold, like we love to. But at the same time, all those different network connections that they have, they are our multipliers. They allow us to have so many more doors open and windows open. We're climbing every door and window we can, obviously, with these companies. Take FCL, for example, Federated Co-op. They're our client. They're signed for multiple years to use the platform. They're an amazing client to work with. One of the 50 largest companies in all of Canada. We handle all their food certificates, implementing a whole vendor system as well. So when it comes to FCL, they're absolutely massive. They deal with multiple verticals, oil and gas, obviously food and beverage. But also it takes us down to the suppliers, where all these hundreds and hundreds of suppliers are now onboarded onto the platform as well. The vendors onboard onto the platform as well. We have all these little micro projects, all these different companies interconnected through the system itself. As we're developing new tech, similar to Gulftainer for ports, we have this amazing food certificate system being used now for other companies within food certification. It really is amazing. And as companies progress, it's not like we, with FCL specifically, say to them, okay, you have your systems that we've implemented, have a good day, enjoy them, you're fantastic. No, we try to grow it out with them as they try to progress as a company. I'm sure you know this, and nowadays it's a huge topic. Scope 3 emissions, taking care of the environment, reducing those carbon emissions. Companies can do as much as they can within their own internal systems. But when you're looking at like downstream and upstream supply chains, all these other companies you're working with, this is all taken into the big carbon footprint of all your different products. People want to buy locally now. That all goes to traceability. People want to know that they're buying locally so that themselves aren't supporting increasing the carbon footprint. They want to decrease it, right? So really amazing, these systems we can bring in, involving carbon emission scores, making sure that companies are following all the proper precautions that the governments are letting people know. This is a huge topic for the UN to reduce these carbon emissions, and FCL is becoming a world leader in tracing all their, the size of their carbon footprint, reducing it as much as possible. Locally grown to them is becoming a very, very huge topic, and we're changing a whole system for them that will have tons more information for you guys as that becomes implemented, for sure.
Very good. We'll look forward to that, and just say you have a incredible an active blog post or Medium article. So I invite people to, that's one way to stay in touch with what's happening with Morpheus Network. And of course, every now and then I do the occasional video on Morpheus Network. Okay, so we've got that. What else is happening that you want to let people know?
You know what? It's exciting, as I mentioned, to deal with companies through companies directly, right? But I want to say something specifically about Jorge Marcos, is the CEO, founder of Vitelcan, one of the great Morpheus Network clients as well, the largest pet food provider in Argentina. He took it the next step beyond revolutionizing his own company and created the Polaris network in Argentina as well, as a Morpheus Network service provider, selling our services to other companies in Argentina. He's landed that deal, of course, with Senasa, the FDA of Argentina, but he's even gone beyond that. He's now established Polaris Network Spain. So he's opened up a new office in Spain as well. He has a ton of connections in Spain. The office is unbelievably beautiful. It's a part of this gorgeous tech park in Malaga. In that tech park includes companies such as Google. Really excited about that as well. Jorge's making a ton of different contacts. He sets up meetings every single day, spending a ton of time in Spain. He has his team in Argentina working, with the candles burning on both ends, of course, as well. So much happening through Jorge. I just wanted to thank Jorge for his tireless efforts in just, promoting Morpheus, helping the adoption of Morpheus in both Europe and in South America as well. So Jorge, I love you, and thank you again for all that.
Yes, thank you. And then that gives you a foothold into the EU.
Most definitely. And Jorge is obviously talking to some port systems as well. I'll tell you, Jorge was not involved in the Golftainer project, isn't involved in the Golftainer project at all, but now he reaps the benefit of the fact that we have this solution that we're building with them, that now he can market that to different port systems that he's involved with as well. So really fantastic, and congratulations to Jorge on that as well. One other quick thing I wanted to mention as well, Rich, which we're very excited about, happened very recently. We're recording this on September 13th. So this was the Monday. Last Friday, Carl McDermott spoke at the Entrepreneurship World Cup event. Really exciting event. They have some amazing, huge cash prizes, amazing corporates connected to EWC as well. And that was the semifinal last week on Friday. We competed in that. We won the semifinal, pushed ahead to the finals. The finals was today. And they haven't come out with the winner of the finals quite yet. but just the fact that we're in front of such a large audience with EWC, it's very exciting. And once again, Rich, it's just validation of what we're doing with the company. People, judges from all around the world see what we're doing and see our decks, see what we're putting together, and they're very excited about that. And being able to, every single competition we sort of enter, we end up getting to the finals or winning. So very exciting, and I want to thank everyone for their, support on the team with that as well.
Yes, and then even if you don't win, which I do hope you do, it still builds credibility, builds the brand, builds your reputation. People get to know about Morpheus Network. Now, one of the questions that I've had from the Telegram is what's happening with the Masternode system. Is there anything you can tell us about that, where we're at with that?
Yeah, most definitely. We actually have a specific team that's dedicated to this Masternode program right now. Very excited about that. As you mentioned before, when it comes to all these different projects, whether it's FCLs using the platform or MaxiaNet or Gulftainer, it's all about promoting the use of the platform itself. And the way the platform functions is based on that utility token, allowing the notarization to push through, allowing the platform to keep on functioning, to not run into any sort of holdups. We have some amazing systems when it comes to sidechain technology, which allows these transactions to keep on processing with no delays whatsoever. And that's where the Masternodes come into play. We're able to process faster, have availability of our MRPH token as needed through these Masternodes as well. There's going to be an extremely juicy report that's right now being put together, which is going to give the Masternode operators of the future all the information they need in order to set up their Masternode, what they need to do to stake it, the amount of tokens used. And I know these are the main questions everyone has about those Masternodes themselves. Wait for that report. I guarantee they would not be disappointed with that.
Right. People are like, when report? So they say, when report? When Masternode?
You know what? People say, oh, don't you get tired of hearing? Don't you get tired of hearing? When? If people aren't asking when, then they're not interested, right? So I'm excited about that. I think I'm still more excited than the community is about it, even though they're asking when all the time. So yes, it's going to happen very, very soon. As we said, within the next couple of months, most definitely we'll have everything out, all those details, and then the rest of our lives are ahead of us. So
yes, and I can get you being more excited because you know what it's about and what's available.
Most definitely. And I like that I'm a part of the whole, construction of it as well, the architecture of it. And I love being part of every single part of the company, obviously. This most definitely, because it affects the token holders, utility token so much. So very exciting about that. One thing I do want to mention as well, we've had a couple rough days on the team. Reason being is, not from a business side, and the team, functions so well together. And I know that the community is very close. I'm close with you, Rich, and I'm close with everybody I deal with. I try to, have a personal relationship because I care about people. And sometimes, at the end when, something tragic happens that hurts you, more than you expect something. You don't expect some things to happen and that just seem to, and there's no explanation for it. So recently, this is about just under a month right now, that Lakshmi, she was our community manager for years now. From the beginning of the project, I literally talked to her every single day. She would send me, images of her son, her 3-year-old son, and her husband, and her, just tragically, she passed away in a horrible, horrible accident. And I wanted to thank the community for, they actually, we set up a fund for her husband, and the community provided, a good amount of funds to help him out. And he's, over the top, thankful that Lakshmi has built these amazing relationships with people, even as a community manager within our Telegram group. It just shows the strength of our community, how everyone sort of, it's not just me who sees Lakshmi as family. They did as well. People don't just give money away for nothing. And it went straight, obviously, to her husband, and it's going to help them a lot and help their son. We've had a team member's parent just pass away last week as well. So we're dealing with that heartache. Another team member, one of our marketers, this is, unbelievable. Just, a couple days ago had a horrible accident, mountain climbing as well, and had a back injury. So our prayers go out to all these horrible things that happen. Another team member just got COVID as well. So I'll say to you, Rich, and anyone who's watching this video connected to us, just be extra careful, guys. I'm not the type to believe in, superstition, in general or anything like that. But just be careful, guys. I'm hearing about all these, whether it's injuries or deaths and so on and so forth. So I care about everybody who's watching this video, honestly, Rich, you included, obviously, too. So I just wanted to say, everyone take care. And it's not just, a pandemic related thing. You never know what's going to happen, and enjoy every single moment that you have. You never know what's going to happen the next day or later on that same day. So take care, everyone.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. And what you've just said to me is a reflection. And I think you're going to emphasize the team element. I bet you are. Is a reflection of your leadership and your partnership with Noam, because you two have known each other since kindergarten, and the environment that you've built with the great people that you've put on the team. So you've got that foundation of relationship, and that shows up in terms of the integrity of the project and the integrity of the Telegram group. It's such a great Telegram group. No FUD-free Telegram group.
Yeah, I agree.
So thank you so much for putting your heart into that and putting your heart. You and
You're the best. And I just want to say one more thing about Lakshmi as well. That people spoke to her and saw how it didn't matter. You mentioned we're FUD free, but once in a while you get people who say negative comments or whatever. And there's nothing that would make Lakshmi not saying something positive in return. Someone could insult her directly and she would say something about sunshine and have a great day. She was such a warm person. And even when it came to, with Morpheus, she always wanted to do more. She was always willing to help out. And, if she had any free time, so do you need anything done that I can handle? Let me know. She was such a hard worker, so dedicated. And, you mentioned my leadership, whatever it is. I think that it's more so that I love this project. I love working hard. And I think that Lakshmi felt that. I think the whole team sees that I'm willing to put my whole life into this project. And I think we get that in return. We do set ourselves for heartbreak when tragedy happens, obviously, but I'm never going to change that. It's just a part of life, I guess. And, I know that Lakshmi is such a fantastic person that wherever her soul is right now, she's in a great place. And, I know that her son is definitely going to be hearing a lot of stories about her from our community as he gets older as well, and all positive things, of course. So
great, Dan. Dan, thank you very much. I don't want to ask you if there's anything else. I think we should leave it at that, unless there really, really is, right, that you want to let people know. And in which case,
once again, I want to reiterate to everyone: just take care, be safe, guys. You never know. Live every single day, because every single day is just another day off, off your life. So you're never going to get that back. So every single day means something. So.
Dan, thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time to spend with me, to let the community know what's happening, and also for what you expressed with regards to Lakshmi and her family and the other people who are suffering. And it's absolutely right. Please take care of yourself, take care of other people. I'll have the links in the description below so you can find out what's happening with this project. Do go check it out. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your heart with lots and lots of love. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Dan signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.